Compression therapy is the gold standard treatment for many different diseases, but there's so much more to it than most people think. For example, if a patient's edema isn't being contained in the current garments that they're in, the logical thing to do would be to get them a different pair and a higher compression level, right? Well, not necessarily. The compression level isn't the only thing that factors in to how well a garment will contain edema. We've also got to consider the materials and the fabrics from which these products are made from in conjunction with the compression level to determine the best solution. Let me show you what I mean. Compression products are generally made of two different materials. They're either going to be made from elastic properties or inelastic properties. And products that are made without elastic generally have the most and highest level of containment against edema. So if you think about it, I have this great picture of this rope here. Well, what is it that we use rope for? It's very strong, it's very supportive. You'll see big cruise ships tied to docks with rope. You'll see people climbing mountains and rock faces with rope. Why? Because of its strength. And if you take that concept and tie it in to edema and lymphedema, the same rules apply. We're looking for a supportive, or what we call a wall stability, to combat edema and keep it from refilling. Although we don't make products out of rope, what we're looking for is products that have a low amount of stretch and a high amount of stiffness. And that's what inelastic properties offer. And you may have seen products out there that are inelastic and might not have known it. Products like our Circade line, our Circade Juxtafit, our Circade Juxtalight, even our new Circade Profile, which is our foam nighttime sleeve. All these products are inelastic and they offer the highest level of containment. Now on the elastic side, although elastic garments don't have as much containment, they still serve a very important purpose. And this category can actually be broken down into two subcategories. We have circular knit elastic garments, and we also have flat knit elastic garments. And that's what I want to talk about next. So let's start with circular knit garments. These are really the most common type of garment out there, and what patients are going to get when they're told they need to go get compression for their legs or their arm. And you'll see these sold in medical supply stores and in pharmacies, and they offer a lot of good advantages. Circular knit or round knit garments have a lot of elasticity in them, and because of that, they can conform really well to the limb. And what that's going to offer is the lowest profile garment out there, and sometimes you can't even tell that people are wearing compression garments because they look like normal socks. Now these garments are made in a circular sewing machine like you see here, and it basically takes the elastic material and it has this sewn thread all the way up, continuously up until the product's done, and it creates a seamless product. And it comes out of production kind of looking like a tube, or almost like already looking like a shape to an arm or a leg. And like I said, that offers a really good fit to the contour of limbs. But in some cases, it can conform a little too well. So if you get someone like this that has a lot of edema with a lot of cracks and crevices and shape, well, the circular nature and elastic nature of this garment, it's going to want to dig into those areas, and it can cause pain, it can be uncomfortable, and it can even have an adverse, reaction to the edema. So really, circular knit garments are reserved for people that have very low levels of edema or, low level of vein disease. If the edema starts to get to a point of no return or taking on an abnormal shape to the limb, we've really got to start looking toward flat knit garments, because these are made very, very differently. They're not made on a circular machine. They don't have a continuous weave. They're made on a flat machine. And we can enter in these measurements and it comes out the other side looking totally flat. And we have to take our flat shape and sew it in the back, approximate it to get the shape that we need, like you see here. So flat knit garments are elastic, but they have a much lower amount of elasticity and it's a much shorter stretch. And we can make these flat knit garments with different levels of elasticity depending on how stiff of a wall we need. So patients with a lot of lymphedema need a higher a stiffer wall, and we can accommodate that. The other thing about flat knit garments, although some of them can be made off the shelf in off-the-shelf ranges of size, generally they're going to be made custom to that patient's limb size. And what that's going to offer is a much better fit and much better compression, and you're going to have a product that doesn't dig into the cracks and the crevices like you see here. It's going to fit better and accommodate really any level of lymphedema. So these are just a few of the fundamentals when it comes to compression and making the best decisions for your patients. But there's really so much more. And I encourage you to check out our full-length webinar to get all the details you can to become a resource for your patient and an expert in compression. If you need more information, I encourage you to make contact with your local rep. And if you don't know who that is, check out our website at mediusa.com and make an inquiry so we can connect you to the right person. Thanks so much for listening in. Hope to see you on some more webinars in the future. Have a great day.